unbeaten fighters and major performers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.
Watched your interview with Coogan from a couple of weeks ago, and you were very serious and almost pensive, which we sort of come to expect from you when it gets this close to a fight. Is that just how it is? You sort of change over the weeks, and as the fight draws near, it just gets a bit more serious.
Yeah, I have got a little bit more serious, maybe a little bit more earlier this time. It's been so long since I've been in the ring, 14 months I think we are on now and counting. It's depressing really. It's just the only saving grace is that I get the camp in December and I got through it, and then I'm doing this, but it's just been long and hard, and now the closer I'm getting I know how serious it gets. I know what he's bringing. He's got a lot of hatred and anger in him towards me, and there's no problem with that. But I'm dealing with a wounded animal, and that's a very very dangerous thing to mess around with. I've got to be on my game, mate. I have really got to be on my game. Like I say, I've said it a number of times now. As a world-class fighter, you don't work in seconds, you work in hundredths of a second. And if I make the wrong adjustment or the wrong move at the wrong time, the simple thing is I wake up in an ambulance. That's the reality of how I look at boxing. So I'm not someone who's naive and lad, he's crap, he's this, he's that, or you're past all that. I'm dealing with a world-class fighter and a very dangerous one too. I have to be on my game, and if I'm not on my game, I'll pay very dearly. But I believe I will be on my game. I know how to beat him. I've done it once and I'll do it again.
For people who don't fight for a living, they might not sort of understand that sort of transition from a normal family guy to someone, you know, over the weeks. How does that take place? Is it something you notice? Is it gradual, or does it go like that when you start camping?
It is gradual, because the diet and the time away in the hotel and being away from home, and moments when it's your kids' birthdays and you're not at home and they're going out for meals, and times when you're just working, you can't be around your kids. Weekends, it gets to a Saturday afternoon and the kids want to go out, and you know, you're sitting there going, I'm too tired to move, literally I'm exhausted. Sundays on your day off, Dad, let's go to the park, let's go and play footy, and no, Dad can't even go on kick walks, I'm tired, I've got to recover today. And slowly but surely that builds over the weeks, and I've been at it for 3 months now. You know, I'm at week 12 of a 14-week camp. I'm pissed off. I want to fight the world. You know, I'm in my car, little things can push me. You know, I couldn't even think if someone confronted me today what had happened. I dread to fear, so I keep myself on the low, down low. I keep my head down and I just keep walking and moving. I don't need an headache or a problem at this stage, but I'm very aware of what could happen if I get one. I could just lose it at any point, and that's the moment I'm getting pushed to the pinnacle. And I've come home earlier than I usually would. I'm home now because I felt like I was pushing myself too much. Like I literally want to just do damage, and that's not a good place to be. It's too soon. You know, that comes fight week, and I learn to harness it and control it. When my family go away, I can just be that person, that horrible person. And listen, I'm not an horrible person deep down. I'm a nice person, a caring person who will go out of his way to help anyone in this world who's a genuinely good person. I really would. I mean, I'm not going to brag and say about the things that I do just day to day, but I help a lot of people, and I try and give back and just give to people to help them in life. But I'm at this stage now, mate, where I just want to just cause murder and just cause havoc and just do horrible things.
Do you ever get to a point in the camp where the idea of making money and legacy and stuff goes out the window, and you just think to yourself, what am I doing here? Does that come?
Yeah, I've had that a few times in this camp.
Is that more so at your age now than maybe 6-7 years?
When you get knocks and bangs and niggles, bad days in the gym, you question yourself, why am I doing this? And especially when you've made a couple of quid, and then I've exceeded everything I ever wished in boxing. I've done it. I've lived the dream. So yeah, parts of training that I say, well, why am I doing this? I knew why I was doing it at a certain stage, and then I have to look further past it, and I know why I'm doing it. So I do have them moments in camp. Yeah, I've been like and other fights won't say yes to you, but I'm not going to lie to you. I have had them moments. I have it all the time, and it's not just financial. I'll be honest, I enjoy fighting. I actually like the fight. I love fight. If I could do anything, I'd just fight once a week, every week for the rest of my life. I don't like the training. I hate the diet. I hate lifting weights. I despise a treadmill. So what do I do it for? Because I just love fighting. Financially, I'm all right now these days. I've invested all the money I've earned, and it pays me a great wage the way I've invested it. So I've done all right, but I just like fighting. I just like fighting. That's a scary position to be in. It really is, especially when you're driven the way I'm driven. I'm not driven like other fighters. I've seen other fighters fight, and they have levels. They have levels of how far they're willing to go. I don't have that, and that's scary to have, because that's and my missus knows that. That's why she asked me to stop. So I know how far I'm willing to go, and listen, mate, it doesn't matter how bad it is. I will fight, no matter what. You know, no injuries stopping me. No broken hands stop me. No broken nose. No broken nothing. I'm fighting, and you better render me unconscious to stop me. I only ask a referee 2 things when I'm fighting: save me and count to 10. I don't need you to stop me in the bollocks. I don't need you to break us when we clinch. I don't need you. Just save me if I'm asleep or out on my feet, which Mike Griffin did do against Adonis Stevenson. Best referee I've ever had was him. He saved my life against Adonis Stevenson, because I was willing to try and fight while asleep on my feet. But just count to 10, lad, will save me. The rest, I'll look after myself. I've looked after myself my whole life, mate, and I've been in a lot worse situations than a fellow with a pair of boxing gloves on who wants to punch me in the face.
You predicted before the first fight, all along you said David Haye's body will give up on him, and he won't be able to withstand the camp, and certainly not the fight. Now, 14 months on, with another camp under his belt, do you think, is that something you predict again? Do you think his body can withstand it this time? Are you expecting a fully fit David Haye?
Oh, he's fully fit, but he'll manage it differently this time. And he'll manage it differently because he'll pay me the respect I deserve. And that's the respect of a former British, Commonwealth, European world champion who's mixed it at the highest levels, who's also sold out arenas like he has. So he'll pay me that respect this time. So I anticipate a bit of a chess match early doors, but the war will incur, mate. The war will take place 100%. Once we get past round 4 or 5, the war will definitely take a hold of this fight, and I will win the war. There's no 2 ways about it. I will beat David Haye. I've beaten him once, and I will beat him again.
A couple of things away from your fight, wanted to get your opinion on. First of all, Canelo's drug test, his ban, was held up 6 months. He got. Your initial reaction to that?
It's a jump. What's the point? I'd like to see what I need to see from these drug testers is I want specific evidence of this guy's been injecting performance enhancing drugs. I don't want no bullshit of he's at meat. No, I want is there an amount that he has in his system that says this guy's been injecting performance enhancing drugs. I need to know, because I can't start leathering these guys if it's not proven, you know what I'm saying? If this fella said he's at contaminated meat and he's got like 0.5% in his system but he still failed the test, then I can go, all right, well, you're a tit, you know, you're eating meat in a place where the meat's contaminated, but he's failed 2 tests, and just release some proper information, because this is what doing me head in about these drug testers. They're not releasing the correct information. They're not just saying, right, you've been taking performance enhancing drugs. They're not coming out and making it clear enough. It's like the stance they took with Tyson Fury. They didn't say Tyson Fury's taking steroids. They didn't say that. They just said you've served a suspension. For what? And everyone keeps going on to me about this Nandrolone thing. It's bollocks, because they haven't actually stapled that to his name and said you failed for Nandrolone, you've been taking performance enhancing drugs. They just said you had elevated levels. You haven't been specific with anything. It's not like when you see fights in the past. I'm trying to think of fights off the top of my head. So I remember Roy Jones failed one, him and Richard Hall. And James Toney failed one. And he just said to James Toney, right, you failed after you beat John Ruiz for the heavyweight championship of the world. You've been taking this and this. You're a cheat, mate. You're a cheat. Amazing boxer. Didn't need to take them, you idiot. But he did. He took them. So you're a nailed on cheat. They know the amount you took. These drug testers need to be more appropriate with the details they're giving out on cheats. I don't know the situation with Canelo. If he's being injecting drugs, he's a cheating scumbag. You know what? You don't even need to. You're that good of a fighter anyway. Why do it? But You know, you want to gain an unfair advantage. Don't get me wrong, I was kind of sceptical when I seen the physique on him and that he was bigger than Triple G at the weight. That I was like, aye lads, you know, I need some of the turkey steaks you've been eating. But you can't, you know, you can't. You throw mud and it sticks, and I would never want to tarnish a fighter's reputation or career, but it's wrong, innit? You know, you've got fighters, mate, who are like a flyweight failed the other day. I seen Paulie Malignaggi talking about him. I've already told you about what numbers I believe. So there's 12 world champions, 4 weight classes, 48 world champions. 48 world champions, I predict at least 30 of them are on drugs. I'd probably say 35 even. Could be more, but that's the harsh, dark reality of boxing.
With that in mind, how bad of a message is it that arguably the biggest star in the sport, Canelo, gets a 6-month ban for failing 2 tests? What sort of message is that?
Just a joke.
To would-be...
It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then what happens if he fails another one? Have they said anything like that? You know, he should be on a 6-month sentence. He should be on a 2 years straight away. Just, you know, I've said this many a times, and I keep saying it, but it's going to happen. And when it does happen, you will see then the repercussions of what happens to boxing. When someone dies at the hands of a drug cheat, you will then see the repercussions of what it will cause. Because in my mind, if someone kills someone in a boxing ring and he's on drugs and the other guy isn't, he should be going to jail. Because it's murder, and it's premeditated murder. You thought about gaining an unfair advantage before you went in a boxing ring. You knew what you were doing. So it's and I seem to be like the only one who's got the balls to stand up and say, I don't know what's wrong with these people, but it just does my head in. It might be because I'm a little fatty, I don't know, but it just does me nothing, mate, these people taking the drugs. It really is dangerous now. I'm not condoning it when you're doing a 100-metre race up, but at the end of the day, no one's lives are at risk. You've got fellas running 100 metres. If the juice out of the brain sound, go ahead, lad, go and run yourself into the fucking floor. I don't care less, but don't get in a boxing ring looking to hurt me and you're on all kinds of gear. There's so many different types of what they can do with these as well. You know, basically steroids are not going to make you punch harder, but what steroids allow you to do is push your body to another level and then recover at twice the speed. So recovery is a big part of steroids, and then it also allows you to push yourself to the levels that you wouldn't be able to do as a normal human being. But then, like I say once again, steroids are amazing on how they can help people recover, especially from injuries, especially from fights, from trauma in the ring. I mean, I've done hundreds of rounds of sparring in this camp. Literally, I've gone to the gym on days and my body's so sore. And you know what? There's only so much an ice bath or a crowd chamber can do, but you just have to get on with it. Whereas these fellas on steroids, it's just like they can take whatever they want and then they're juiced up in the gym the next day, the boss, sound. I feel like brand new. It's unbelievable. But you know, what do I know? I'm just a little old fat Bellew who goes on and talks and yaps and yaps. People say, oh, is he going on again? I am going on again. And the sooner we ban a steroid cheat for life, the sooner you will see drugs eradicated from boxing.
Just one final one before we let you have your lunch. Your old mate David Price has announced that he will be boxing on, targeting the European title. What's your opinion on that? Obviously, we saw you ringside for his loss against Povetkin. Do you think he should... Obviously, it's not really anyone else's place to say, but what's your...
What I think he should do, and he knows, I've spoken to him firsthand, I speak to him direct, he's my friend, more important than anything else. David Price is my friend, and he'll be the friend for the rest of my friend for the rest of his life, and my life. I will always support him whatever he chooses to do. My opinion is irrelevant to what I think he should do, because I am not the one with bills to pay. I am not the one with... That's his way of life, that's what he is, that's what he's always going to be, a fighter. So it's not up to me or anyone else to comment on what he should or shouldn't be doing. What I will say is he still has the capability to do everything he possibly could in the sport. A lot just depends on how he manoeuvres himself into that position. David Price is still one of the biggest punchers in the sport, in the heavyweight sport. He really is. He was 5 seconds away from knocking out Alexander Povetkin against all the odds. But what do you do? It just breaks me heart. I seeing my friends get hurt in boxing, and it just breaks me. My heart was broke on last Saturday, a couple of weeks ago now, when he fought Povetkin on the AJ Parker card. The only way I was broken-hearted, just broken-hearted. And I know his family, I know his wife, I know his kids, I know his dad, his mum, and they're just lovely people. And he's the nicest, most sincere person you could meet, David Price. He really is. And just heartbreaking. See, it's heartbreaking to see anybody lose and get knocked out, but when someone close to you and a friend like I've got with David, then it just killed me. But this is the sport, like. No one cares when you're up there flying high. Sorry, everybody cares when you're up there flying high. No one cares when you're asleep on the floor. I've been in both positions. Never been knocked out yet. I've been stopped on my feet, but I've been there in a dressing room. Never forget when I went back to the dressing room after one of my fights. There was 3 people in the dressing room. 2 of the coaches, the other was my friend. The fight after it, I went to the dressing room and I walked in and I counted the heads. And there was 49 people in my dressing room. That was the difference between winning and losing. No one cares. It's just Saturday night entertainment. I'm not a fool. I'm not stupid. All as I am is someone's Saturday night entertainment. I've got a handful of people who really care about me. I've got a handful of people who need me in their life, who rely on me and depend on me. Outside of that handful of people, I'm just Saturday night entertainment. That's all I am. I'm just a name. Someone to talk shite. Someone to excite you. But once my time's up, I'll just go back to them handful of people. No one else cares.
Three rounds, 3 minutes, 3 fights.
Unbeaten fighters and major performers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.